anyone out there who is watching this, it begins with me, it begins with you. That's one thing you have to realize. And development has to start from the grassroots level upwards.
It is not often that we encounter individuals who look beyond their personal comfort to help others. Meet Agnetta Nyalita, a 25-year-old lady who has decided to take decisive efforts to bring positive change in Makueni County, where she grew up.
What created the leadership initiative in me is the point where I was given responsibilities by my parents and left alone to do. So you'd find I'm left in the house for like 1 week, and I'm the one to make sure that the cattle have been fed properly. I've milked the cattle, I've made sure that the milk has gone to be sold. All those responsibilities, and I have also to study. So they expected 100% performance.
Growing up in an impoverished area, Agnetta realized that change would only come from her, and so she sought to make a difference in her own way.
I came up with this idea of individual social responsibility. So from that level, now I took up other professionals who come from around this place. Well, all of them are older than me. And so I told them, you know what, there's this need and this is the way to go about it.
At her age, most of our age mates are more likely to be concerned with their own pleasures and lives. Agnetta has opted to give back to the area where she grew up and change any life that she can.
Instead of going to clubbing, I decided, well, why don't I channel those funds to some other area which is needy? Let's say like buy a book which can help a child and other generations to come.
Agnetta has undertaken various projects in her area that she can speak of.
The first one is for the school support program. For example, innovation of the classroom through roofing, donating books to the schools.
One of our proudest projects is a local library. She started the library after seeing the lack of proper reading facilities for the students in her area. The premise housing the library initially was a shop belonging to her mother. The library has become very popular, and she has had to source for funding and is currently constructing a new one.
The other one is about the environment conservation, whereby we train the community on planting fruit trees to conserve the environment. We have the sports initiative for the youth to keep them busy, and at least some of them actually have talent, to identify the talent and see how they can be exposed out there and actually participate in sports for income generation.
The age-old question of whether a leader is born or nurtured comes to mind as Agnetta speaks of the influences in her life.
My first role model and my first inspiration is God, because without God you can do nothing. The second one, of course, is my parents, how they brought me up, how they encouraged me. I also have a career coach who now puts me at another level.
Despite her very noble efforts and intentions, her road has not been all smooth, and she has faced various challenges. Chief among these was the notion that she had ulterior motives in organizing the youth in her area into development groups.
Age has been a challenge, because when you look at people, you're telling someone to do something and they're older than you, then they're looking at you and thinking. When I was just saying, wacha to you, wacha is greeting to a smaller one. So I look at them and say, you know, I'm going to respect you, but I'm going to look at how to help you.
At her age, Agnetta is a member of the Board of Governors for one of the area schools, a responsibility often left to the older generation. Going forward, Agnetta has a vision for the area and her people, which she hopes to bring to realization.
My vision for my community is to have self-sustaining projects and people who are independent by their own self in terms of income, in terms of their own views, expressions, leading other people into different areas. Talk of sports, talk about income generation, especially in farming and all that.
And this is the parting shot that Agnetta leaves us with.
Some challenges are self-inflicted. They are just in your mind. There's a song which is, it's in your head, it's in your head. So it's sometimes just in your head. If you can believe, me I believe in possibilities. I don't believe in impossibilities.